Hello students, today I am going to start very important topic of circular motion, that is centripetal acceleration. You know that velocity is a vector quantity, and when a particle is moving on circular path, direction of velocity keeps on changing even when speed is constant. So because of change in velocity, the particle has acceleration called centripetal acceleration. I repeat, in circular motion, direction of velocity is along tangent, which keeps on changing because of circular motion as shown in the diagram. So particle has acceleration called centripetal acceleration. Let us suppose particle moves on circular path of radius r. At point P1, velocity is v1 along tangent, and after some time delta t, velocity is v2 at point P2. So we have two velocity vectors v1 and v2. Using these two vectors, you draw a vector diagram as shown in the figure. The diagram is QAB. You already know that length joining heads of two vectors gives difference of two vectors. So length AB is difference of two velocities, that is change in velocity. V2 minus V1 is equal to delta V. Now let us assume instantaneous condition. In instantaneous condition, points P1 and P2 are very close. So arc P1, P2 can be considered as straight line. Therefore, shape OP1, P2 is equivalent to triangle. In triangles OP1, P2 and QAB, two sides are equal, that is OP1 and OP2 in first triangle and QA and QB in second triangle. Therefore, the two triangles are isosceles triangles. Angle contained between two equal sides is delta theta for both the triangles. Therefore, the two triangles are similar triangles. Now apply property of similar triangles, that is corresponding sides are proportional. We can write P1 P2 upon P1O is equal to AB upon AQ. Students, see the diagram very carefully and try to understand. P1 P2 is equal to delta S, AB is equal to delta V, OP1 is equal to R, and QA is equal to V1 whose magnitude is V. Keep in mind, it is uniform motion, so magnitudes of both v1 and v2 are v. So putting all the values of p1, p1, p2, p1o, ab and aq, we get relation delta s upon r is equal to delta v upon v. Since we have taken instantaneous condition, that is time is very small, so apply that condition, we can write limit delta t tends to 0, delta v upon delta t is equal to v by r, limit delta t tends to 0, delta s by delta t. Left hand side can be written as dv by dt, while right hand side v by r into ds by dt. You already know that dv by dt is acceleration and ds by dt is velocity. So we get a is equal to v square by r. This is general equation for centripetal acceleration. On the previous page, you see the vector diagram carefully. Direction of delta v is towards center of the circle and a is equal to delta v by delta t, that is formula for acceleration. So direction of acceleration is in the direction of change in velocity, that is delta v. Here delta v is directed towards center, therefore direction of acceleration is also towards center. That is why centripetal acceleration is also called radial acceleration. I suppose you are understanding sense of radial acceleration. Direction is towards center, that is along radius, that is why it is called radial acceleration too. Now you know that v is equal to r omega. Put value of v, we get another equation of centripetal acceleration, a is equal to r omega square. This equation in terms of angular velocity. Now let us assume particle is moving on circular path such that its speed keeps on changing. If speed changes, the particle will have one more acceleration in the direction of speed, and speed is along the tangent on circular path. So that acceleration is called tangential acceleration, represented by at. See the diagram. And particle is moving on circular path, so of course the particle has radial acceleration or centripetal acceleration towards the tangent, towards the radius. Therefore, in this condition, the particle has two accelerations, tangential acceleration and radial acceleration, mutually perpendicular. So resultant acceleration can be obtained by completing the vector diagram. As the two accelerations are mutually perpendicular, so resultant acceleration a is equal to under root ar square plus at square. Here ar is radial acceleration or centripetal acceleration, while at is tangential acceleration. I suppose students could understand the explanations. Best of luck, students. Keep studying. Thank you.